Hello, fellow YouTubers. We are Bob and Susie, and we combined our names to name our beloved RV Buzie. Together with our kitty Rory, we have amazing adventures we call Bussing with Buzie. We recently shared the part of our 7-week trip we spent in Kansas. Now we want to share our trip to the beautiful state of Colorado to visit our friends Mike and Beth in Breckenridge. After unpacking, we head to the Breckenridge Distillery, the world's highest distillery, founded in 2008, known for its blended bourbon whiskey. It's a fun place to explore, and the bartenders are amazing. Next up, we went to the Briar Rose Chop House and Saloon. Later, we indulged in our favorite Breckenridge activity, sitting by the fire, made even better by Beth's blankets from the Comfy. Breckenridge and the surrounding areas offer many places to explore. We started off this day at the Frisco Historic Park and Museum. There's a lot to explore here, but my favorite was the model train exhibit replicating the town of Frisco and the 10-Mile Canyon during the late 19th and early 20th century. We read about animals that are native to the Frisco and Breckenridge area. We also learned about the mining districts in the area. There are many displays about the Ute Indians, the area's oldest inhabitants.
Came along. I'm Henry Racine. I founded this little town called Frisco in 1879. I came here from Sweden looking for gold and silver, and I found it. Why, after that, lots of folks joined me, and we made a town. Before that, it was mostly the Ute Indians who called this area home.
We're moseying on back to that old jail cell and maybe take a peek there.
Beside the main museum of Frisco are several historical buildings and homes moved to the site and open for exploring. The city of Frisco taxed female patrons of dance halls $5 a month. This was very lucrative for the town treasury. While exploring the park buildings, you get a real sense of how people lived, how they dressed, and how they entertained, including prostitution. In mining's heyday, prostitution was legal.
Here to tell you the story of Bill's Ranch House. Bill's Ranch House served as the rustic and historic home of Bill Thomas. His parents, Jane and John Thomas, both immigrants from Wales, met in the historic silver mining town of Georgetown, Colorado in the late...
I love the little kids' clothes. There's also a house here with skiing history.
This house is a treasure from Frisco's past and holds lots of memories of two prominent Frisco families.
We had a great time at the Frisco Historic Park and Museum. If you're looking for something a little different in your adventures, go on a troll hunt. He's actually a work of art. He was created by Thomas Dambo, a Danish artist. He's built over 50 other trolls around the world, all made out of scrap materials. The artist wants to help people understand the value of recycling using scrap wood from the local area, so he created Isaac. On our way back to town, we passed the Breckenridge Ski Resort. Ski runs. That's called the Breckenridge runs?
Yes, Breckenridge Ski Resort.
Back in Breckenridge, we learned about Breckenridge's history with fire and an interesting debate about the name Breckenridge. All this can be found at the Visitor Center. We also toured the home of Barney L. Ford, a man of color who overcame racism, politics, fire, and hardship to become a respected businessman.
The original wall covering when the home was first built. And if you notice how the leaves that are going up like a peacock's tail are kind of brilliant gold colored, that's because that's what they are, real gold embedded in them.
Wow. You'll think you're in Paris if you try lunch at Crepes a la carte. You'll have to wait in line though, it's very popular. At the Edwin Carter Museum, we learned about Edwin Carter and how he was lured to Colorado by the gold rush in 1858. He prospected and hunted and traded skins with the Utes. He may have learned taxidermy at this time also. His taxidermy mounts were sold to become the start of the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. After all that history, we were thirsty, so we went to the Gold Pan Saloon. It was erected in 1879. This was the site of the local watering hole in one form or another from 1859. It has the longest continuous liquor license west of the Mississippi. Next door, you can sample Carboy wine from a Colorado winery. After our wine tasting, we retired to Mike and Beth's home for a relaxing evening with a barbecue and some football. A perfect end to a perfect day. The next morning, we set off for Wyoming. We had a blast in Breckenridge. I hope you've been inspired to give it a try yourself. Thanks for bussing with Buzie.